Good morning guys and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you my makeup routine and also going through some new products which are on the Sephora bestseller list. Now, this is my first video back for a couple of weeks because basically I've not been doing anything. I've been very boring. I've just looked at my hand there and it's full of fake tan. Scary. Okay, so we're going to get started straight into it. So I'm going to start with my usual base. Just bear with me because I've got my trolley next to me that I'm going to have to keep going up and down. My usual base, which is the Glossier Priming Moisturiser, which I am absolutely loving. So if I look a bit weird because I'm looking over here, that's because the mirror is this way. God, how bad does... Look at my nails. Oh my God. Guys, I had to take my nails off because they were so weak that I've been having too much gel. I've been having way too much gel polish for like 6 months, so they said I need to take them off and let them breathe. So yeah, I've got horrible nails, so apologies on that. And my fake tan is tanning. So I just let that soak in a little bit. It's very moisturising, but it's not heavy. I've got quite oily skin and I quite like this actually. It's really nice. And I've had this already for about 5 weeks and it's not gone down too much. Okay. So now I'm going to start with my foundation and I'm going to go with my usual, which actually is not on the Sephora website at the moment, but it is one of Charlotte Tilbury's best-selling foundations, which is the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. This is in shade 7 Neutral. Now, I've been trialing out this Real Techniques, is it? Real Techniques? I don't like it, so I'm going to go with, and this is a Sephora bestseller, this is the Beauty Blender. I mean, it's meant to be that colour, but you know, hey-ho. So I'm going to get started by putting, I probably use about 3 pumps of this, but I do like heavier foundation. I did put some fake tan on last night, a little bit on my face because my skin has been terrible the past few weeks. We'll do our usual pulling the old ear back, which I always do, just to make sure. I hate that feeling of missing like, again, it's really white, especially when your foundation doesn't match your natural skin colour and it matches the tan. I know a lot of girls will hear me on that one. So yeah, this is my first video in 2 weeks, I think, because to be honest, I've not been doing anything particularly of any interest. And I don't want to just post videos just for the sake, so I have been putting out some shorts which you guys seem to be liking, shorts of the family here, the dogs, the tortoises, etc. So you guys seem to be really liking that, which is really cute. But also I've been a bit ill, so I was diagnosed with Meniere's disease, which is basically a disease where one of the symptoms is vertigo. So you get up and you feel really like all over the place, you feel really unbalanced. It's to do with your inner ear and you feel sick and you do end up actually going deaf as you get a lot older. So yeah, it is a bit strange. We're just gonna see that's the initial diagnosis. It may be another type of vertigo, but I'm on tablets for that now. So I've been a bit, if anybody else knows anybody or is diagnosed with a vertigo related illness, let me know. It's quite underrated. People just sort of laugh and go, oh, you're scared of heights. Nope, it's nothing to do with heights. Okay, so that's on. I used about 3 pumps there. The usual trick is, how ugly is that? But I like to get the line in there. As you can see, my neck's a bit, so I will go over that with bronze, but always make sure you do your neck, and I'll go over my ears with bronzer. So I'm very happy with my Beauty Blender. The next is, the heat in this room. The next I'm going to go in is, I think it's on the UK Sephora. This is the Banana Low Lighter. This is Rodial. I only recently discovered Rodial, maybe like the last year. This is the Banana Low Lighter, but I don't think there's actually a colour tone. I don't know why I'm spacing out there. That's the maximum I'll put on. Where's my little, and this is the little blender that came with my Tarte concealer. For some reason I need to find another one of these, because even though I wash these every so often, I know you should wash these all the time and it's not good for your skin and all of that, but who the hell got time to wash beauty blenders every day? I mean, I just don't have that time. So I've put a bit too much on here. But hey ho. I usually actually use the Tarte concealer, but I'm just trying to put it here. Just to let you guys know, I have got a light on this as I'm filming, so yeah, I put way too much on. It's basically a full face of concealer at this point, and it's very hot in this room, so in a minute I'm gonna have to turn off the camera, open the door for a minute. As you can see, my you can definitely see it on this camera, my what do you call it, Botox is wearing off here, see that? So that's a bit of a worry. Okay, we'll let that dry for a little bit. That's my best advice, just let it dry. What I'm gonna do now is just prep for, everything else. I just seem to be missing that stuff. I still feel a little bit sickly today, that's why I'm not quite myself. Oh God, it's so hot in here, because when you shut the door, and this is the guest bathroom, when you shut the door, there's no AC actually in the bathroom itself. So I'm just gonna put on just a very light coating, which is the Kylie, this is the translucent powder, and very lightly. And there's a reason. I've got very oily skin, so if you don't have oily skin, I would probably skip this step, because I only do this. It's like an extra powder because I am just so oily. Just using a normal face brush just to get all that in, and then I do actually go over my ears at this point, just behind, because it's got powder on. It can help. Okay, so that's the Kylie, which again is not in Sephora, but well, it's not on my Sephora, maybe it's in the UK one, I'm not sure. What I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna start baking, and this is Sephora, one of Sephora's #1 best-selling. It's the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder, and this is meant to go here, and here. This is the Cherry Blossom because it has got a tinge of pink, as you can see. It's quite pinky. I've seen some, but I think it was Cinzia from Sophia and Cinzia, and she actually used this, and it looks so good. I'm going to advise if you use a beauty blender for the application, which I know sounds crazy, but I'm just going to bake it, put loads on, and then you have to leave it for a minimum of 5 minutes. So we're going to do that, and we'll see. A little bit there, but can you see it's got quite pinky. Okay. So we're going to leave that on there for 5 minutes. I actually quite like the smell of this as well. It's almost got like a talky smell. Very strange. Whilst we're waiting on that, I am going to go through the Rare Beauty, which is the bronze stick. This is Happy Soul, Happy Sun. Now, I've tried this before. I'm only doing this because this is a bestseller. It sells out on Sephora. I don't like it. I'll show you why in a minute. So I'm just gonna put some there and put some there. That is, I'll put some here, the maximum that I'm gonna do. And then we're gonna blend this in. And I'll explain why I'll use my beauty blender for this, because a brush does not work. It is, I remember doing this the other day, and everybody at my work came up to me and said, have you hurt yourself? Have you done something? Because maybe it's too dark, but I quite like it to be dark, my bronzer, but it kind of leaves. So I've tried brushes, I've tried everything. It kind of doesn't, see like that, it doesn't blend. Maybe it's my skin type, or, I mean, this is a clean end of a beauty blender. It just kind of looks like it doesn't want to be moved. It's not easy, like this is taking up a lot of energy too. So it's just much easier to use the bronzing powder. I don't get it, I'm not on the hype. My review of this is not great. Maybe if you've got like no foundation, it's a lot better, but I just don't get why you would choose this over a bronzing, like a powder form, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, you could say, oh, you should be using a brush. I've tried that, a brush is worse than this. So I can't honestly answer that question as to why it doesn't work for me. But I would recommend like you try out these things. The best way to trial things is when you get, especially with Sephora, I will hype Sephora up a little bit here because they do offer those little gift boxes and Sephora favorites, and you can get them for about, I think here it's about 200 dirhams, something like that. And they are incredible because you get like multiple smaller samples of things that you can try out. So they do like a mascara one, they do like all different ones, you get the point. So I'm not really loving that, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not. Okay, moving on, because this would be the bronzing powder of choice. Whilst that's just still baking away, I'm just gonna bronze my neck. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer in medium. So I just don't know why you just wouldn't buy one product, which is this, and just use this as your go-to product, because you've got you can't do this with the bloody stick, Happy Soul stick. Okay, I am now going to remove excess from here. Okay, and I quite like that. I would rate that Huda Beauty a good 8 out of 10. It's nice, I like that. Happy Soul, probably about a 3 out of 10. Okay, the next best-selling product I'm going to use is this, which has been very hard to get hold of everywhere. This is the Dior Rosy Glow in shade 001 Pink, and this is the blush powder. So I am going to use this. I already have used this, but I just want to, I've got a blusher brush, and I'm just going to do my usual, and this is where we face problems with the with both products actually. So it's not pink, so let me be honest, it's quite, you'd think that it's not. It actually comes out onto your skin. It's suppose there it looks a bit more in that light. But coming from a girl that is a huge fan of the NARS Orgasm liquid blush, if you're looking, just put some on my nose there, not the end, I'm just going to do the middle. If you are somebody that likes a rosy cheek, yeah, it's nice. It's very matte. It's very matte. I would probably score about a 6 out of 10. I do prefer the NARS liquid blush in Orgasm because it's a lot pinkier. It's a lot glowier, should I say. This is just very bland. Right, I'm going to turn off the camera 1 second. I'm going to open the door, let some air in, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm going to have to leave the door open for a minute, so if you hear any other mobile phones in the background, I apologise, it's my husband in the bedroom. I'm going to move on to another best-selling product, which I absolutely love. I didn't realise it was best-selling until I checked on Sephora yesterday. This is the Anastasia, it's very well used and loved, Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Glow. This is in shade Perla, I don't know if you can see that. I've actually had this for a while, but this is actually a bestseller in the UAE. So I'm just gonna put it like that, and I can't look at the camera because there's too much light on my camera. So I'm just gonna do it like this. And I have to say, I understand why this is best selling. This one in the shade Perla, obviously pearlescent, it's very highlightery, a bit more sheer, so you can see there that glue. It is very nice. I actually have been using, as you guys will have seen from my other videos, the Iconic London one. That's also really good, but that's got a bit of a colour to it. This just seems to be my favourite. I've not used it for a while though. I don't know why. Maybe because I forgot I got it and then I saw it on the Sephora bestsellers and I was like, ooh, I have this. I'm just gonna bob a little bit on the edge of my nose. God, the state of my nails, guys. I actually think that looks, see how nice that looks. Really nice. There's gonna be some doggies coming past in a minute, I'm sure. I can hear the dogs walking everywhere. So that's face pretty much done. I am going to spray it with the setting spray, which goes against, because everything I've done is to mattify, but I do like a bit to fix it in place, which is the MAC. This is a best-selling MAC setting spray. It's not on Sephora, but it's the Cherry Blossom. It's quite old actually, but I only opened it recently, so you have to be really careful with it because it can leave like splodges of glittery stuff everywhere. Okay, whilst that dries, I'm going to look at my lip products. So I'm going to use the best selling from Rafai. This is best selling in Selfridges. This is the lip liner in shade Rosewood. So I'm just gonna, I think you guys have seen me do this before. I'm just gonna overline. You see that I've created like a new lip. I need to look in the mirror. That's the dog crying downstairs. There. And now I'll do underneath, along the edge, like so. I just made my lips a heck of a lot bigger. Now, I am going to fill this in with something from Sephora, which is the Ilia Only You And this is a balmy tinted lip gloss, which is very, very nice. I am happy with that. How annoying is that sound in the background? You have to make sure you almost like touch the lip gloss. That's my lips. I really like this product. This is from Sephora. This was in a Sephora favorites box. I'd probably rate this a good 8 out of 10. The Refi, I'm like 10 out of 10. It's amazing, really. Right, I'm gonna shut the door so that you don't hear all of that crazy noise. This is life in Dubai, guys. Like, it gets so hot, and if there's no AC, you ultimately suffer. Right, I'm gonna start on my eyebrows. So I'm gonna do my usual. I will never move away from this. So these are not actually Sephora products. However, it's my holy grail of fake laminated eyebrows. So as you can see, exhibit A, I have no eyebrows. These have not been tinted for a very long time. They're old and grey and how have you, but those are my eyebrows. So I'm going to use very well loved MAC. Look at it. I do have another one in there, but I almost want to use this out. This is a MAC Cosmetics pencil in taupe. I think that's how you say it. So I'm just going to have to use the mirror. This is ultimately, what? Whoa! Why is my mirror all, oh, that's better. I nearly literally smashed the mirror then into a million pieces. And that would have been bad luck for the week. So I'm just going to draw on, as you would, a little eyebrow. It's still a little bit slippy off the product that I just sprayed. Probably not the best idea in the world. I'm just going to try and get them to somehow match. Something in my eye. So I just added a bit of pencil just to give them like a base eyebrow. So this kind of looks like a normal eyebrow now. Guys, it's hot. I'm trying to see if I've got a clip. This is like a normal eyebrow, if you can see. So now we're gonna add the lamination. So we're now gonna add the lamination, which my most favorite product is the NYX. Looks like this, and it is actually called a brow tint pen. I'm just gonna shut this. I'm gonna be opening and closing that door all day. So this is a brow tint pen. This is in shade Espresso. I also have it in brunette. It is amazing. This I couldn't live without. Like, if you go to a desert island, this is the product I'm taking. So basically what we're gonna do, as usual, is draw the pen lines. It's essentially felt tip. When I say that, it sounds really random, but so see how I've started to draw. Now, I'll be honest, this shade's not perfect for me. I almost need a shade in between brunette and espresso because this is quite black based. I need something with a bit of warmth, but the brunette is almost too light. It's kind of almost becomes see-through. I don't know how else to explain that, but it does. Right, here we go with our lovely eyebrow. So you see the difference? It's quite significant. So I'm just gonna do this. Now, to get them to match is you need a freaking PhD to get these to match. And it just takes time. I would advise you to spend just time doing this. It's not easy. You know, the biggest compliment I get on my makeup is my eyebrows. Most complimented thing is, I love your eyebrows. I think because a lot of people don't have eyebrows, and it's just nice to have. Like, everybody wants like long eyelashes, big eyebrows. long hair, and it's just not achievable naturally, you know. Maybe I'll do a Chrissy Teigen and just have them like implanted into my head with my own hairs, although I don't have enough head hair for that. Sorry, get out of the light. So you can see that, God, I look a bit crazy without my eye makeup on. I think if you don't wear any eye makeup, I think this is quite harsh, but because my eye makeup is so drama, it's actually okay. Like, I don't think you could, if I went out like this, my eyes would look like pea holes in the snow. It just looks a bit ridiculous, and I appreciate right now everybody's saying I look like a clown because I hear. Right, we're gonna do eyeliner. We're just gonna do under the top lid. Apologies for holding my hair up. It's just like a sweat box in here. And I'm inside my house, the AC is on. However, I've had to close the door and we're dying. Oops. So we're just gonna put this, is just a MAC, basic MAC eyeliner pencil, just to do the under. I am loving that glow, guys. I have to say, I'm catching my own glow in the reflection. And it's quite good. So sorry if I'm looking at myself. Right, what are we doing next? We're gonna do eyeshadow. So the eyeshadow I'm gonna do today is, I'm actually gonna select something that I know is a bestseller. So I'm gonna use something from this Huda Beauty palette. I don't know which color I'm gonna use, but this is the Huda Beauty New Nude palette, which looks like this. And I have no idea what I'm going to choose, because maybe I'll do this one, maybe. This is called Secret. I'm not sure though. Oh, the problem with me is I quite like very much a brown. I'm a brown person. I love those earthy brown sort of tones, and I never can find a palette that has those kind of tones. I just don't. So it always ends up being a palette that's got like oranges in, and I'm like, I don't want orange eyeshadow. I want like nudes, you know? So this is a colour that I wouldn't normally go for, but I do know this palette did go viral. And it actually sold out when it was first launched. I don't know if it's still a thing now, but I know that it was. God, I look like I've got crazy eyes. I'm just gonna add that, try and blend it. This is a Smashbox, that's the word I'm looking for. Eyeshadow brush. Okay, that's that. So I always put my eyeshadow and try and blend it sort of towards the top of the old eyebrow, the big old eyebrow. And then I'm gonna put a little bit underneath as well. So you just put a little bit of product underneath the under lash line. So you can see I've just put it there. That just opens the eye up slightly, and just makes me look a bit more awake. I'm just looking at the timer on this video. It's going to be a huge video. Oh, it is though. It takes about 40 minutes for me to do my makeup because I love it. Okay, so now we're going to try one of the Sephora bestsellers. I want to say bestsellers or viral. I suppose that's like the same thing. This is the Kat Von D liquid eyeliner, Trooper Black waterproof liquid eyeliner. So it's really good if you are teary-eyed, or to be fair, for me, my eyes water a hell of a lot, so this is good for me. So I'm just gonna do what I normally do, which is put a thin coat. Now you guys know that I love Refy eyeliner, but it runs out so quickly. I like wish that it would be, if it stayed like it did for the first like time you open it for like a few weeks, that would be a 10/10. Like, that would be the best product ever. So I'm just gonna do a little point. Not much, because you guys know I'll wear my eyelashes. You know that already. So I always find liquid eyeliners a bit of a nightmare though. I would probably rate this like a 7 out of 10. Because, you know what? It's nice, but it still runs out. Like, I feel like I've had this for about 2 weeks now, and I feel like, do I need another one soon? Do you know what I mean? And I only do this like, let's say I've used it 10 times. Oh, they never match. Oh well. Everybody has to pull a stupid face whilst doing. It's like I can't get it to blend because there's not enough coming out of the felt tip, if that makes sense. So I find myself like, it's very bitty and gappy. Do you guys know what I mean? Okay, for my mascara, I'm going to use the Tartelette Tubing Mascara, and this is in black. I'm just gonna, again, this came in a multi-pack when I was in the US. I think I've shown you guys this before, so I don't want to go on and on and on about it, but I do top, do bottom, lift them up, but you know I'm going to be putting on my falsies, so I hate it when that happens, when you get it like underneath. But I do like to get product on here because essentially I should really have my eyelashes dyed and then I wouldn't need mascara, but I'd have to do that like every month. This is like the ultimate concentration, so sorry I'm not talking, you know what I mean. It's coming together now. God, I look like a complete different person. It's mad, isn't it? Like, without makeup, God, I'd be unmarried, unemployed. But I do love makeup. I think it's totally amazing. I love being able to experiment, and God, I just love it. Okay, so that is me without my eyelashes on, which is absolutely fine. That's like a normal person would curl your eyelashes and then you'd be done. However, not with me. I'm actually going to put some false eyelashes on today. I'm going to choose some different ones though. I don't know which ones I'm going to use. I use Ream all the time. I feel like that's boring, but maybe I do use Ream, because these ones I am going to use Ream. This is Pinky Goat Ream. I actually don't know if these are a bestseller, to be honest. Is Rose a bestseller? Usually it says on there they're bestsellers, but I mean, they've been winning a lot of the beauty awards, so if you've never heard of Pinky Goat, definitely try them out. They're not expensive at all. I would say these are about 29, 30 dirhams, and you can wear them every day for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So I would say they are totally worth it. The Huda Beauty ones, I think, please correct me if I'm wrong, are about 100 dirham, and you can reuse them, but they're nowhere near as reusable as these. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut the very end, a tiny segment off. I always do this. I recommend you do this because you will ultimately not, they make them for everybody's eye, if that makes sense, so that you know, everybody can wear them, but obviously not everybody's eye is the same. Right, I'm going to add here, which is the Huda Beauty Eyelash Glue. This is the best glue ever. This is a 10 out of 10. This is 100% recommended. It's waterproof and it's black, so you don't get that white mark. And if you cry, trust me, I have tested this, it will hold it for you on there. It is incredible. I've always used this glue. I will never use any other glue. It's amazing. Let me just get it so that, you know, when the glue gets stuck in the lid, because I didn't use it all weekend. I was makeup less this weekend and it's just exploded absolutely everywhere. That's the only downside of this glue is is that if you squeeze it, sometimes it just all comes out all at once and you're like, no. That's just the nature of these tubes. That would happen with any, you know what I mean? I'm like, I just want a little bit and then it all just comes out. It's so annoying. So I'm just trying to get rid of, now I've got it all over my hands. But it does dry. It's like PVA glue, is it? It's exactly the same sort of texture as that. But yeah, it's all over me. Just gonna manipulate them like that. Sweat level is incredible today. Sorry if that's TMI. Okay, she's on. What I would say for anybody putting these on is bop them on and don't touch them for like 2 minutes, because you will see the difference. You will ultimately want to move them around and stuff, but just let them settle on your eye. I mean, obviously if they're in the complete wrong position, you have to move them, but I mean, if you want to lift them up and make them stick up more, then just leave them for a couple of minutes, because if you keep moving it, it'll just keep lifting, if that makes sense. So that's what I would recommend. I've always worn false lashes, so it's very difficult for me to know a time where, like, if you want to do that, just leave it till after. Yeah, I've always worn false lashes, so it's quite difficult for me to not know how to do this. Oh, I did that with my right hand. That's crazy, because I'm left-handed, guys. I find doing anything with my right hand a freaking nightmare. Oh, got glue in my eye, do you see that? See, it just doesn't even like hurt or anything. There are certain eyelash glues out there that are like, oh. There we go. So we are fully sweaty and ready for work. Obviously my hair's not done, but that is my makeup routine. That's everything. Oh yeah, that's me. I would say Pinky Goat lashes are my favourite. Charlotte Tilbury airbrush foundation, flawless foundation. The NARS Orgasm, which I didn't show you today, that is also my favourite. And the Huda Beauty Eyelash Glue. And of course my trusty NYX eyebrow pencil. Those are like my go-to products that I will never ever ever change. But I'm happy I've shown you guys some new things. I actually quite like this eyeshadow from Huda Beauty. Quite cute, isn't it? Okay, so that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Please give a huge thumbs up and a subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. Over the next couple of weeks, I will start filming preparation for Thailand. If you guys don't know, please go and watch my other vlogs. We have bought a house in Thailand and we are going over there to kit it all out with furniture and obviously go on a holiday as well. So that's in a couple of weeks. So we'll be doing lots of packing, prepping, videos like that. And I'm also having a little bit of cosmetic work tomorrow somewhere, so maybe I'll update you guys. Let me know if you want an update. All right, I will catch you in the next vlog.